welcome back to Cooking for Two 101. I'm Christy. That's my handsome man behind the camera, John. Hi, John.
Hi, baby.
We got a new molcajete. A molcajete is a traditional Mexican spice grinder, sort of like a mortar and pestle. And I'm still working on seasoning it. I'm going to be honest, it takes quite a bit of time. But thank you, Jorge, for this amazing gift. You're also amazing, and I adore you. Today, though, we are making teriyaki ribeye steak strips. Went to see my butcher. He gave me this beautiful ribeye. We put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes. That makes it easier to slice. And so I'm going to do that really quick, and then we're going to make the teriyaki sauce. I'm going to actually put extra garlic and some scallions in my teriyaki sauce this time because we are doing it, we are marinating ribeye. Chicken is a little easier to marinate. Ribeye is not. So you want a little extra flavor. So this is my ribeye. You kind of want to leave the fat in. The fat, look, my dog is so excited. Wait, you make a ribeye? So we're going to cut them into about, I'm going to say 1/4 inch strips. Like that, and I'm using my new beautiful knife. I'm curling my fingers like I told you last time because that's very important. You don't want to get yourself all gooed up while you're making dinner because that's no fun. Hi, big dog. Yeah, you don't get any of this. I'm sorry. You are sitting very pretty though. All right, just a couple more slices and we'll be good to go. Okay, maybe you get this one. Let me cut in half. You're such a good dog. I love you. Okay, that's done. Now we're going to make the marinade. So I have already diced up 3 garlic cloves, and I'm going to add a couple more because, like I said, this is a ribeye. Ribeye, well, beef can handle more flavor than chicken. So there's already some of those in there. There's already 3 of those in there. I'm going to just dice this up really quick. This is a marinade. You don't need to worry too much about making it super small. You're not really going to eat this. And if you do eat it, well, actually, we are going to cook down the marinade and make it into a sauce. But once it's cooked down, it's no big deal. I'm also going to chop up some more of this ginger. I've already shaved the skin off. And I grated about, I'm going to say 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of ginger into there. Oh, whoops. I'm also going to add this time, and I don't normally add this into my marinade, but with steak, I like to add this. This is just some scallions. I'm going to dice them up. I like the little onion flavor that it adds to my marinade for a steak. So just real quickly, hiya, see you later, done. Scoop it in there. Everybody's a winner. Next, we're going to add about a cup of soy sauce, just like that. There we go. We're going to add about 1/4 cup of miran. Miran is a sweet rice wine. It's kind of like a vinegar. It gives it a little bit of tang without, and a little bit of sweetness without being salty like the soy is. And I'm also going to add some agave. You could use honey. I wouldn't use sugar because you'd have to cook it to get the granular taste out. So agave or honey is perfect. And then I'm just going to mix it up. There we go. Hiya. Oh, you know what would really be good in here is some toasted sesame seeds. Yum. That would be delicious. You could also add that. Okay. Now I'm going to put my sliced up ribeye in there. Yum. Hiya, what are you doing? I don't know. Come and visit me. And I'm going to spin it about a bit so everybody gets covered up. Yum. And now I have to put it in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes to 24 hours. So we'll be back when this is ready to go. All right, so actually it's tomorrow in my world, not in your world. We're still grinding on the molcajete. It takes a lot of work. Right now, what we're going to do is take the marinated ribeye out of the refrigerator so that it comes to room temperature. and we're going to start the rice. And I want to give you some tips about how to make plain old white jasmine rice even better. And it is add butter. So I have about a tablespoon of butter in the bottom, and this is cooking for 2, and I'm actually not going to have any, but this is a half a cup of jasmine rice. We're going to put it in the butter, and we're going to saute it and let it get golden brown. It brings out the flavor of the rice. The butter browns and gets nutty and way more flavorful. We're going to stir it about a bit. Probably takes about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. We are going to add a pinch of salt and then 3/4 of a cup of water. We're going to put the lid on and let it cook for 15 minutes, and then we're going to let it rest for 5 minutes. That's it. After that, we'll do the steak and the broccoli, and we'll show you that in a minute. So I just want to show you what the rice should look like. See how it's coated in butter and it's starting to brown? If you could smell this, you would go, why haven't I done my rice this way my entire life? It's got a nutty, buttery smell to it, which is going to make your rice even better. So when it gets like this, bubbly, you just want to stir it up and then simmer it back down into the pan like that and let it cook a little bit longer. When it starts to get little golden specks in it, that's when it's time to add the rice. Plus you can smell it. It smells amazing. I don't know why they don't make perfume that smells like this. It's amazing. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. The rice is almost done. I turned it off and I started heating up my my Finex. You could use a nonstick skillet, you could use a cast iron skillet, whatever you have, but you want to make sure that this oil is really, really hot. It's starting to ripple. You could see a little smoke maybe. That's what you want, because you can put your hand over it and feel the heat. That's when you know a cast iron skillet is hot enough to sear ribeye. All right, next we are going to take our delicious ribeye and wait for it. Put it in the pan. Yikes! It's so awesome. I love that sound. It's going to be so good. Don't forget, I did bring this up to room temperature. I let it sit out for about 20 minutes. If you take it right out of the refrigerator and put it in the pan, it's going to sort of make it a little bit rubbery, and you don't want that. We're going to spread this out a lot. We don't want to overcrowd the pan. It reduces the heat too much and you won't get a sear. So I'm going to do this in 2 batches. In about 3 minutes, I'm going to flip this over, then I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to do the next batch, and then we'll be back. Okay, so our second batch is done. This is what you want to see. Dark brown, caramelization, extra super deliciousness. We're going to pull this out of here. We have, in the meantime, microwaved some broccoli florets, cut up kind of small, for about 2 minutes. We put a lid on the top so it would steam. Next, what we're going to do is add about a half, maybe a 1/4 cup of water to this marinade, and we're going to deglaze the pan with it. If you don't add water, it gets super, super salty. Even though we used low sodium soy sauce, once it reduces in flavor, it's very, very salty. So we're going to combine this sauce. You have to cook it and bring it to a boil, otherwise you can't eat it. So it's going to take a couple of minutes, which, well, you don't need to watch that. So we'll do it, and then we'll come right back. So the sauce has reduced. Look how thick it is. You can drag your spoon across it and it separates. That's what you want to see. That's the good news. Next, we're going to add some sriracha. If you don't like spice, don't do this part, but we like spice, so we're going to add some. We're going to do maybe twice around the pan. We're going to stir it in. Oh, you can instantly smell that spiciness. Oh, it's going to be delicious. And it thickens it up immediately. We also put some broccoli florets in the microwave for about 3 minutes. We're just going to toss those in right now. And this is not going to take long. We're just going to toss it about. Actually, I want to use my tongs because it's way easier to toss things about with those. The rice is done. Well, I will say the rice wasn't completely done, so we put it in a bowl, added a little bit more water, and stuck it in the microwave for another 1.5 minutes, and then it was completely done. John likes his rice really cooked, and I like mine sort of medium, but since I'm not eating any, we put it in there for longer. No big deal. When you're cooking for 2, you sort of have to adjust the package directions. It said 1.5 cups water to 1 cup of rice, but we only cooked 1/2 cup, and the math says 3/4 of a cup of water, but anyway, whatever. Just make do, you'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna let this just cook down a little bit. There's a lot of moisture in broccoli. It's gonna take about a minute, and then we'll plate it up. We'll be right back. She's ready. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is plate up. And if you don't like spicy food, don't do 2 times around with the sriracha. Just do a little tiny bit. I just tasted it, and once you heat sriracha up, it gets pretty spicy. So just a heads up, be careful. You can always add sriracha later if you are concerned. Ow, that's really hot. All right, I'm gonna plate up John's. It's beautiful brown buttered rice, jasmine rice. It's delicious. I'm gonna put on some yummy teriyaki ribeye steak strips. Look at how pretty that is. I'm gonna add some of our, oh, this looks so good, spicy broccoli on the side, 'cause yum. And I'm gonna garnish with some scallions. A little bit of crispness, little bit of extra onion flavor, because we don't have a lot of onion in here. And, oh, if I can find it quickly, some sesame seeds. Okay, I can't find it quickly. Get those ready and do it. Okay, we'll be right back, and John's gonna try his dinner. Okay, time to eat. So I confess, I already had a bite, and here's what I have to say. I forgot to tell you earlier, when you're making the marinade for the ribeye, put a cup of water in it. And I want you to do that because when you reduce the sauce later, it won't be super salty. If you're not gonna reduce the salt, don't bother, skip that step. But I think later on in the day I decided to reduce the marinade and make it into a sauce, so this is a little salty. Other than that, absolutely perfect, full of flavor. The rice is delicious. I love the buttery flavor when you brown it first. It's amazing. And I really like the sriracha added to the teriyaki sauce, but be careful. When you cook it down, it gets really hot. Okay, thank you for watching Cooking for Two 101. We really appreciate you. Please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us out. Share with your friends, and we'll see you soon.